Hello, how are you? It's me, Mrs. Ratner-Raish. I hope you had a good long weekend, enjoyed some time away from doing school, and hopefully you had some time to relax and have some fun doing things you like to do. So we are in the last part of our school year, remote learning, and this is an assignment that involves the Postal Service. So basically what you're going to be doing is creating a form of art that's called mail art. There's different names for it. There's correspondence art, and correspondence just means like someone think about when you're emailing someone or text messaging, you're corresponding with that person. It's also known as, I made this up, snail mail art, and it's basically, or also collaborative postal art, which is kind of long, means that you can mail an artwork to a friend or family member, and then hopefully they mail you back an artwork. So basically it is just creating a small scale artwork that can be mailed. All you need is paper, a pencil or a pen, drawing supplies, maybe not even drawing supplies, just maybe even a pen or pencil, envelope. You can even have, if you have an old thank you cards, or maybe thank you cards that aren't old but just not used, birthday cards. Even if you want to make an artwork using old artwork and create a collage that could be mailed, that is also something you can do. So let's take a look at what I've got to show you how to get started on your mail art. And I just want to say one little thing. If you don't have stamps at home, maybe your family did not get to the post office in a long time, or maybe all the bills are paid through the internet, which is what a lot of people do, where you don't need to mail anything. You don't have to mail it right now. Maybe mail it at a later date. Or I know some people live in apartment buildings. I wonder if, obviously you need permission from your family. I wonder if you can deliver a little artwork in an envelope to a neighbor that you are friendly with, and put it under their door or put it in their mailbox. That's possible too. Or you can mail your art to someone in your house. That seems a little silly, but sometimes at this point I'm thinking, let's think about sending messages to people that we care about, that we're friends with, and it could be something super simple. So let's take a look. Okay, so what you're seeing here is an envelope that I use to pay some bills. I do pay some bills with using the snail mail, just a regular old envelope. These are some thank you cards. I have a box of thank you cards that is blank inside, and even if it does say something, that's okay too, and an envelope, a pen. Maybe some of you remember in school, I love these, the erasable pens. Just love those. Some glue, some scissors if you want to use an old artwork, and I have some paintings that I did. This is actually from the same paper, and I basically am using this. I'm going to use this to write a little message on to somebody and maybe even draw on it, or I can even cut this up and glue it onto a card. So that's all you need, and a stamp if you want to actually mail it. So these are some samples I'm going to show you. Get this stuff out of the way. This one actually is a card that I bought a long time ago, and I meant to mail it to my brother, and I'm going to do it today or tomorrow. And inside I cut up the other part of that painting and I glued it on this side of the paper. Then I wrote a message in a circle, and it's actually kind of, makes me a little dizzy to read it, but I'm hoping that it just creates like a fun, just something fun for them to read, and I'm just turning it in a circle because that's what they're going to have to do when they read it. And the envelope, what I did was I designed the envelope that it came with, and I wrote open here. And I have all these little designs. And then here, I'm just covering up their address for privacy. I designed the envelope with just some patterns and little star shapes, and I wrote their names on the dragonfly. So that is my first mail art. And then my friend who lives right down the block from me, she doesn't know this yet, but she's going to get this, and I'm covering up her address for privacy. I designed those envelopes with just like these swirly, squiggly lines, and I used some gel pens to color in little circles. It kind of reminds me of like Christmas lights or a crazy bug flying around in the summertime. And then I wrote the word stamp because I'm not really gonna mail it. I'm just gonna put it in her mailbox. And then the back is some fish swimming. And the artwork, you might recognize this when we did our word art and painting with markers. I just had this around, and I wrote walk. And on the back, I wrote her a little letter. And she and I like to talk and walk during this time. I talk to her all the time on the phone when I take walks. So I thought she would get that as a little mail art in the mail. Mail art in the mail. The other one I have is the other painting, another piece of that painting. And what I did was I just drew little smiley faces and sad faces and surprised faces. And I wrote, I am a watercolor painting. And on the back is a little message to my friend. And if you remember Mrs. Beckley, this is for Mrs. Beckley. She doesn't know that she's getting this. And so here I actually used that thank you card envelope. And on the back I drew some more designs. So she's gonna get that in the mail soon too. And of course my daughter is gonna join the effort. She took a painting that she did and she cut it up and made a border and glued it. And then inside she took an artwork that she drew and she glued it inside. And she wrote a letter to a cousin we have in England that she wants to meet. The cousin is her same age. So that is going to be mailed. And we didn't do anything with the envelope yet because we still have to find out her address. So that is it, my friends. Hello. So that is your assignment for the week. I hope that you enjoy it. And just a thought. I wonder if you would consider writing a letter to perhaps your teacher. And sending it to the school. Because when the school, now I know there's nobody in the office, but eventually those teachers will get those letters. Because this has been a long time since you've seen your teachers. But just making a plug for your teachers. But of course, please think about writing to somebody you haven't seen in a long time. I'm sure they would love to hear from you and see your lovely artworks that you create. So I will see you soon. Take care. Email me. I can't wait to see what you will have to make in the near future. Take care. Bye.